focus. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Ohemaa. Welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, hey! So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at a few of my faves, and I'm also going to be taking a look at a few new products from e.l.f. Cosmetics. This video is actually sponsored by e.l.f. Thank you so much, e.l.f., for sponsoring this video. Of course, you guys have seen me use these products that are my faves, but I'm also very interested in trying out some of these new products that e.l.f. has launched over the past few months. Okay, so if you want to see what products e.l.f. has launched, and if you want to see some of my favorite products, both from e.l.f. and from other brands, then keep on watching. Okay guys, so to make this video, e.l.f. had me go to the website and order a bunch of stuff, okay? They have a ton of things that is new to their page, also new to me. What I did was I actually ordered some things that I needed refills for, and then I ordered a few of their new products so I can test them out and see how I feel about it. So let's go ahead and jump into the look. Of course, you guys know that every time I start with my eyes, I start with my brows essentially. Okay, so let's go ahead and start. My first fave, which is actually my hand mirror. It actually is my first fave, and it is my hand mirror. But I'm gonna go ahead and line the bottom of my brows. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the bottom of my brows and also to prep my eyes for eyeshadow. Now, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you'll know that I have been loving the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, the matte one, for a very long time, to the point where I actually finished the cocoa shade, because this is the one I can see the bottom of it and the spoolie is not picking up any more product. I even took the ring out from the tip of it so that I can get like deeper into the little tube so I can get as much product out as possible. I mean, it's gotten to the point where I generally don't get any product from the tube anymore. So what I did when I was picking up my products from e.l.f. was to get two new Camo Concealers. I picked the shade Ebony, which is the deepest shade they offer, and then I picked the shade Rich Cocoa, which is the shade that I just showed you that I finished. For today's look, I want to have a more subtle brow, so I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Rich Ebony and our Dose of Colors new brush to go ahead and clean the bottom of my brows. So this is what the shade Rich Ebony looks like. Rich Ebony actually is almost a skin tone concealer. It matches the lighter parts of my face, and I don't have to work too hard to blend it into my skin. So next I'm going in with my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. I like eyeshadow primers because I have oily skin and they definitely help my eyelids not get oily so that my eyeshadow can last for a while. Okay, now I'm gonna open my e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Cocoa because I like using Cocoa on my eyelids when I'm doing like a nude or a nude adjacent look. This is literally brand spanking new. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna go ahead and blend it in a tap in motion. Always tap in motion when you're blending out your eyelid concealer, and the concealer that actually helps even out your eyelid tones. You have to tap motion it, okay? If you drag it, it's gonna slide right off your eyes, and you don't want to do that. I actually really love the e.l.f. Camo Concealer. I have been using it since the day that they launched it because it is one of those things that really help hold on to your eyeshadow and gives you like really intense color payoff. I have the white one right there. I like also that it's a matte concealer and it dries down after a while. So when I put it on my brows, I don't have to worry about setting my brows. It just dries down and I don't have to worry about it creasing or anything. And if it dries down and you're a beginner, it's a perfect eyeshadow base for you because you're not gonna make a mistake and not put enough product on there, so your eyeshadow is not going to crease or blend or run on you, but you still have to blend it in properly. Now let me just say, ever since the Sigma switch came into this house, it has been living on my table, okay? I am not doing a makeup look without it next to me because it literally helps me use one brush for every single look. I don't have to worry about multiple brushes. Plus, I haven't washed my brushes yet, so, you know, I'm trying to hold on for dear life here. So we're going to jump into the e.l.f. Electric Mood by Tiana Major 9. It says Feeling Lucky 18-piece eyeshadow palette. And it's signed by Tiana Major. She is actually a British-based musician, if I'm not mistaken. I will put the link to her Instagram down below so you can check her out. This is what the palette looks like. Okay, it is a very, very, very gorgeous palette. I see nudes in here, and the yellow in there could definitely help you blend out any of the shades, any of the matte shades in here. This palette has 7 matte shades, 8 shimmer shades, and I want to say 2 pressed glitter shades, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so first I'm going to go into this shade on the palette, and I'm going to place that in my crease and blend it up to my brows. Okay, so next I'm going to go into this shade, and I'm going to place that in my crease and blend it all the way up. I'm not blending it too much into my brows. I'm just using it to create a little bit of a shadow. It is almost like a taupe shade, so I'm just using it to create a little bit of a shadow. And then I'm going to go into this shade right here, ever so lightly. I'm just tapping very, very lightly, and I'm going to use that to blend the edges of this taupe out. I'm just trying to deepen my crease to give my eye some depth. I know there are some very intense shades in here, but I wanted to just do this very nice, subtle look. Okay, so this is what we were going for. Very, very mild, very, 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 very mild shadow in the crease. And then we're gonna go ahead and cut the crease. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Camo Concealer in the shade Rich Cocoa. And once again, this is the brand new one. My other one is done and I literally just tossed it. I'm just so happy that I picked up a new one. So I'm going in with this shade, and it is actually a very beautifully reflective shade. At certain angles, it reflects kind of green, kind of lime green, and at certain angles, it reflects kind of goldish, kind of this really cool disco kind of color. I'm gonna go into my e.l.f. makeup remover 2-stack. I love makeup removers. I use them when I'm filming, so I always try to make sure I have some on my table. The e.l.f. ones are very, very nice. They're so juicy. I'm using that to clean some of the swatches that I made on the back of my hand. I cannot believe there was a gold in a palette and I did not immediately reach for it. This is that gold in the palette. I didn't reach for it because I like the holographic nature of this one, and this is the one I used on my eyes. This is that blue one up there that I thought was glitter, but it's not glitter. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is clean this off at an angle. Be gentle when you're cleaning your eyes and you're like putting it into a shape that you like, because if you press too hard, you're gonna bruise yourself, like literally. I've done that before. Well, if you didn't know, I have a thing for this e.l.f. matte oil controlling product. I'm gonna go in with the matte oil controlling moisturizer first. If you haven't yet seen my video on this product, I will link it down below so you can see it. I actually also requested that they send me an additional thing of that blotting mist. Okay, so now I have 2 backup blotting mists. Okay, next I'm going to go into the e.l.f. matte oil controlling primer. Focus. I hope you can see it. And this primer actually looks like it doesn't have, like I don't have anything on my face, but I actually do have the primer on. For today, we're going to be using the Lancome Teint Idole in the shade 560C, and I'm going to just apply it directly to my face. Now, the reason why I like this foundation is because it is a matte foundation. It looks absolutely beautiful. The shades are deep and they blend down very, very nicely. The tone of it is beautifully balanced. It's not too red. I'm also going to be blending everything in today using the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. You guys saw me use the Duo, the one that comes with 2, But I also picked up the one that only comes with one in the container, and it's damp, okay, so we're gonna be using this. So that's what happened. I wasn't intentionally trying to bleach my skin, but it looked like the product. I noticed that, like, I want to say after the 4th day of me using it, that my skin was looking a bit patchy, and Atlas saw it and he was like, looks like you bleached your skin. Like, yeah, it does look like I did, but I wasn't trying to, so I actually stopped using the product before the 4th day when I noticed it. So hopefully by a few more days my melanin will come back in, or a few more weeks the melanin will come back in. Do you see how gorgeous the foundation looks like on? It blends so beautifully into my skin. Oh. So next I'm going to go in with Too Faced Born This Way Sculpting Concealer. I absolutely adore this concealer. I used to use it like every single video. I actually have the shade Sable, and Sable is an extension of the range, so it's a little bit lighter than Ganache, but not as light as Cocoa. The one thing I have to remember with this concealer is it can take over your look, so I need to be very careful. I already put too much on my face. We're gonna wait for it to dry down, and then we're gonna blend it with the short side of the e.l.f. sponge, okay? I'm gonna go into my benign nutmeg, and I'm gonna use the long rounded side to set my face. What I typically like to do is to dip the pointy end, and because of how pointy it is, when I look up, it can actually set directly under my eyes, and I don't have to worry about the under eye lines. So I'm gonna go into my Juvia's Place Focus. Why doesn't this, sometimes this camera doesn't want to focus for me. Okay, I'm using the Chocolates palette. You guys know that I like using the Chocolates palette as my contour. I am going to be going into this shade right here, and I'm going to use that to contour my face. e.l.f. X Nabella Noir brush, and we're going to take this deep shade in our Saharan blush palette, and we're going to... I always like to put some of the blush on my nose. I am going to take this shade in the corner. It almost kind of looks like a mossy green. I don't know. I'm going to use it on my lower lash line. Okay, so I went ahead and used my brand new, that I literally just opened, Sephora Collection Precision Eyeliner. It is a matte eyeliner, goes on very matte, goes on very dark, and it shows up on my skin, so what more do we need? Before I go into the lips, I'm going to go ahead and set with the e.l.f. Blotting Mist. So I'm going to use the Dose of Colors X Nematang in the shade Penny on my lips. Okay guys, so this is my finished look using a few of my favorite products and a few products from e.l.f. Cosmetics. So I'm gonna list everything I used down below in the description box so you can check it out. Most of these products from e.l.f. you've already seen me use it, you've already seen me talk about it. The only new things that I use from e.l.f. this time around is the Electric Mood palette and the makeup remover wipes. Definitely go ahead and check out elf.com. So that is it for me doing full face of a few of my favorite products and a few new products. Let me know down below in the comments if you've tried any of the products that I used today. Let me know how you like it. Let me know how you feel about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love y'all. See you in my next video. Bye.